Hello everyone, this is Squidmaster, and in this video I'll be showing you how to build the house that is behind me. Well, let's take a look at the materials, shall we? You'll need about 3 stacks of dark oak logs, a stack polished blackstone bricks, a stack deep slate tiles, some dark oak stairs and dark oak trapdoors, some calcite, a little more than 2 stacks of snow blocks, 4 stacks of oxidized copper stairs, and 2 stacks of oxidized copper blocks. And lastly, you'll need about 1.5 stack of deep slate tile stairs. Let's get started on this thing, shall we? Okay, so we'll start by placing down these dark oak logs as support beams. Important when you place them is that you leave 5 blocks in between each pillar. This will be important for later on. For this house we're going to go with 4 pillars on the front, and then it's going to be 3 pillars wide. When you've placed all the pillars, it should look something like this. And then the next thing we're going to do is make sure they're all 3 blocks high. So add 2 blocks on each pillar, like so. And when you've done that, you're going to connect the pillars with the blocks like this. This should be what you have now. And next we're going to place in the walls. We're going to start with a layer of polished blackstone bricks, and we're just going to take the diagonal from the outer corner and fill in along this line, and also stop at the diagonal, so the walls fit perfectly between the outer lines we just made with the logs. I'm gonna just quickly place all of those in. And when you've done so, the next thing you're going to do is make another layer on top of that with these deep slate tiles. Now you have the walls of the lower layer, but as you can see, it just looks like there are 2 layers on top of each other, which basically is what is going on here. But that's not what we want to be. Well, that's not what we want it to be. So then you're gonna knock out some of the deep slate blocks, and replace them with blackstone bricks. This will kind of give it that cool gradient. Well, you can't really call the gradient because it's only 2 blocks high, but it just adds that little extra texture and doesn't make it feel like it's 2 layers on top of each other. Which one you replace really doesn't matter. It's just make sure you don't do 1/2 blackstone and 1/2 deep slate, because then you've achieved nothing, because then it's yet again 2 layers on top of each other. Next up is the second layer, and for this second layer we're actually just gonna do the same thing with the dark oak logs, except the pillars are gonna be 1 block higher, so it's gonna be 4 blocks instead of 3 blocks high. When you've placed in all the pillars, you are just going to connect them again like we did with the lower layer. So let's just quickly do that. Like so. Now for the walls for the second layer, we're going to use snow blocks, which actually isn't that used that often in building blocks. And we're just gonna go again on top of the outline of the deep slate and blackstone bricks, And we're just gonna fill the wall with snow. So, and now that that's done, we're gonna replace some of the snow blocks with calcite to give it some texture. Once again, it doesn't really matter which one you're doing, except for when you change a whole wall with calcite. That's gonna look very unnatural and really not good. But other than that, it truly doesn't matter which one you're replacing. So now that that's done, that's your second layer done actually. We're not going to place the windows in yet, because if you place them in now, then it probably won't come out good with your interior. So first do the interior, then add the windows and places where it looks good from the interior. If it looks good from the interior, it will also look good from the outside. Next up is the roof. And for the roof we're going to build for this house, you're going to need to extend the middle pillar 9 blocks upwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And also do that on the other side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How tall you make it depends on the roof you're building, but for the roof we're going to build for this build, we need it 9 blocks tall. Next up, we're gonna build the outer line of the roof, which is gonna be in deep slate tile stairs and normal blocks. So you're gonna add an upside down to the stair to the back side of it, a normal stair on top of that one, and another backside upside down to the back side of it, and then add a block on top of it, and then you're just gonna repeat the stair, upside down stair, block, stair, upside down stair, block, stair, upside down stair, block. And here we're just gonna fill it in with stairs. Oh, I made a mistake. Okay, so this I started too early with the process. We're gonna have 3 stairs, 3 times normal stairs, and then the blocks between them. So like this, and then it comes out perfectly like so. That's half of the shape you want. Now we're just gonna mimic what we built there on the other side. I'll go over it again since that was I made a mistake there. A normal stair, upside down against the back side, normal, upside down, normal, upside down, then a block, and then you just the stairs and blocks, keeping repeating this process till you're once again here, and then you just place a stair. This should be what it looks like now. Now let's quickly build this on the other side too. Okay, so now that we have this, the next thing we're gonna do is place stairs just in normal like this, all along this wooden the log layout on the side of the roof. also on the other side. So quickly like this. And then the only thing that is left to do with the bricks, with deep slate, is to take the deep slate slabs and place them on top of here. Like so. You can also add this little decorative thing on the end, which is just once again these stairs. That gives it a little extra, but that is you don't need to do that. I'm gonna make it on this side too. So now the last thing to do about the roof is to fill it in with copper. We're also gonna need the full oxidized copper blocks and the stairs. So when there's a stair on this side, you're just gonna place a whole row of stairs right here, like so. When there appears a block, you're just gonna place a block there. That's the whole thing about this. Now, if you're in the early game, I can understand it's quite hard to get all this copper, because it's 9 blocks for each copper block you see here, which you can then convert into a stair, but still it's quite a lot. You can change the copper to the blue nether wood. I think it's called the warped planks. Yeah, warped planks. You can use those, and you can see there's almost the same color. Not exactly the same, but it's way easier to get, and it also looks great if you combine those. If you use those for the whole roof. Now we're almost finished. You just need to fill in this gap, and we're gonna use snow again to fill this up. Make sure the snow is aligned with the other snow that you used earlier, and don't place it on top of the logs. This gives the effect that the logs are supporting the building, and then also supporting the roof on top of it, and not that the pillars are part of the wall. Like this. Now you're once again gonna take some of the snow out and replace it with calcite, so for some texture. And then the only thing you have to do about the roof is put some stairs where there are stairs with the outline, so that those two are also, they look like a whole and not just two different parts of the build. Now that that's done, you're almost finished. The only thing you need to do, or you could do, this is not necessary, but you can add these little details here to make it look like there's an arch that is supporting the building. I think they look quite nice, and I'm gonna add them quickly everywhere. But once again, this is optional. This is not required for your build. You can also perfectly build it without these things. I just think they look neat. And there you go. Your house is now complete. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Bye!